No, a little bit. Yeah, a red dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, tiny.
You're not seeing it now?
Yeah, a little bit more, but you'll have to go.
Why can't I see the? So I can't see how I'm. What the view is?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
now you
Yeah.
can see the dragon, but you can't see me. Never mind. So you see me.
But
We
here's the
alive.
story
It's okay.
of a man named Brady.
Right? Oh, we made it.
Somebody made
We
it.
made it to another month.
I don't know if it's the same people that started that made it.
Well, obviously yes, and obviously no. Let's process. Let's process how. How are we the same, and how are we different?
We have ears, so I could hear that fowl crowing.
Okay, so we still have ears. That's good. Everyone listening, do you still have ears? Check.
Definitely have a nose.
Check and see. What it do?
Cocoa melon vibes.
Oh my god.
Your niece, you say your niece does watch Cocoa Melon?
No.
Okay. I know it wasn't Cocoa Melon
Wrong
exactly. There was
niece.
something. What?
I said wrong niece. Wrong person with a niece. Wrong
No,
human.
but she doesn't watch something on TV?
She doesn't watch TV.
Oh, okay. She's forbidden.
Correct.
Such a lucky child.
Yes. We take care of our own programming in our family.
Okay, we have eyes.
We have eyes.
To not watch TV with. All right, cool.
Go us. What else have we got? We have got.
Well, the change. My hair is longer.
Okay, my hair is longer.
Even if it's a micro millimeter.
All right, let's jump in. Reasons to live. What are the reasons to live that have changed? What are the reasons to live that are the same?
Oh my lord. You go first.
No problem. I just signed a lease last night.
You're easy, man.
And the lease is not about having a place to stay for a year. It's about trust. Of me, of myself, of me with myself, of me with my housemate, and of me with and my housemate with themselves, of course my housemate with us, and then us with our landlord, and our landlord with us. Because although I signed a lease, I have a great many reasons to believe that I will not be here anyway. But I had to move in the now and sign.
I've done that.
And to have lived the life in a way to attract a landlord who completely understands that, to lock myself into the price of the lease in case I do stay, that it doesn't raise. To navigate the things that life keeps making a point to show us in all the leases that we are to sign, and all the new lease on life experiences that we get to go through, have to go through, and have it in us to go through. It's an honor. It's an honor to find out who I am, what that means. It's an honor to find out who all involved are, the triad of myself, my landlord, and my housemate, homemate, life mate.
She's talking about the balloon people.
Yeah, this is we signed up.
Don't think.
This is like really. It's it is a balloon, right? Like so much.
Nanu. Don't think it ain't no Mork and Mindy shit going on over here. That's all it is. It's Mork and Mindy.
This is my life partner, and I have finally come out. I'm with
They're
this.
finally, he's inflated. Some
And
people are elated, he's inflated.
it's waving to you guys. I don't know if you can see
Yeah. Alien emoji, my ass. This is the real alien.
So yeah, I live with an alien, and we signed a lease together, and then just the geography of it as well. I am all the way across the world from in keeping with our off-public conversation of who says you can't go home.
Just a
Um,
star man.
I am all the way across the world. My life partner is all the way in a different dimension,
In a
and
different universe.
it's in this environment, and our landlord is from somewhere else all the way across the world, and the three of us happen to be alive at the same time, getting the opportunity to trust each other and to see where life goes. And that's a reason to live, to find out how we can be amazing graces to each other for what it really is and not for what it looks like, and for what it really is beyond what it scaringly can look like, fearfully can look like, and of course beyond what it can excitedly look like as well. What it is being love, unity, trust. I can't even say humanity because there's the alien. So just connection.
Humanity.
Humanity. Yes.
I'm on one today.
Unity of humanity.
I might be on two.
So that's me. That's overflowing off the top. As far as reasons to live, I feel like there's another that I can share. I've been having these dreams lately of being avenged by brothers in my life, where this one specific person has violated our connection, and I hadn't ever told anyone, but somehow everyone's finding out, and everyone who finds out is like on a Uhtred, if you know Last Kingdom, on an Uhtred mission to avenge me.
Uhtred?
Yeah. And
you gotta figure that one out.
Yeah. If you don't know The Last Kingdom, go watch it. And it's been humbling because, and empowering, and I'm in awe of the ways life will surface to love you if you realize and affirm the power of what you are navigating. So yeah, I think that's, without going into parables.
See, you do this. She does this so much better than me, guys. I'd be like, reasons to live. I saw a cow today, and I realized cows are sacred animals.
I've been talking about that recently, specifically how cows are sacred animals. Exactly. So go in on that. That's exactly it.
That's not that didn't happen.
But then it did though, because we just actually spoke about it just in the off public. So yes, it did happen.
But like.
But
I feel like it's that. Patience for me. My reasons to live is like discovery, recognizing or realizing that you don't believe everything that you see until you see it or explore it or experience it with depth. Damn. Just the whole human experience of like feeling things and not forcing them away. I think it's just mainly the educational aspect of things. Oh, the package has been delivered.
Yay! We're happy to know.
I love how I said that, and you know exactly what I'm
Hell yeah, dude. We that there. All how. Oh, how?
Logistics. Yeah, man. Oh, the alien is in a spaceship.
Yeah,
Clarity, boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Among many
Yeah, man,
things.
just
Yeah.
live it amongst everything. Oh, my eyebrows. Somebody, a friend of mine, was talking about. She made a status report of how she shaved her eyebrows off.
Mm.
So then I was like, I replied and I was like, no, you didn't. And then she's like, everybody's replying. Da da da. It gives me more opportunity for me to be more expressive in my face and do whatever because when I was growing up as a Rastafarian, my parents were very thing about my hair and stuff like that. So now I can explore other things. And I'm like, cool, whatever works for you. But I want to see the picture without the eyebrows. And then yesterday I was reminded that damn, over 15 years ago, I was lighting an oven and it exploded in my face. And I also didn't have eyebrows. But I'm speaking to this person and they tell me about their eyebrows, and I'm thinking about like how funny the whole situation is to not have your eyebrows. And I'm forgetting that I was in that exact and it's only yesterday I'm being brought to the realization that been there, done that. Not if not by might, but by power.
It's reminding me of busting bamboo.
Also, you lost yours too.
No, I didn't, but my cousin. That's just
Oh, that's a thing.
being around that vibe.
Also, it's a more common thing than I figured.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying that somehow it reminded me of that when the thing went back up in her face. But it just reminded. It's just that it reminded me of I guess combustion and just the fire, just like the idea that
Yeah,
that
when it
happened.
hits
It
you
just
like that, man. Yeah, and then it's like you really think about how resilient the human body is, how much of a canvas it is in many ways, beyond maybe just makeup or piercings and tattoos and all of that stuff, but just like, okay, on that physical level, and then on like a emotional level, the amount of things you can just do with like your facial expressions to communicate, it gives you a lot to think about.
I love that. I mean, like going into the human body alone is like a huge tangent for me because it's like you could have damaged your eyes, but life gave us eyebrows and an eyelid before your eyeball, and it's all right there, but the design is so perfect that it's like they'll put something as subtle as hair that will burn quickly, and then immediately if that hair burn, like the microsecond, the micro degree, if that hair on your face burn, move yourself from that position, please, immediately, instantaneously,
Get
before
out the way, move ish, get out the
anything
way.
stands for perfection in that as a reason to live and experiencing perfection in all of its degrees, in its fluidity, in its rigidity, in its constant giving and taking in the exchange. So
I guess that's the purpose of the puffy shirt.
ah for those who are listening who don't know what the puffy shirt is, we're talking about why sailors had puffy shirts back in the day. I said I think it's because it gives them a subtle, like the eyebrow, it gives them that subtle wind of which way the wind is blowing so they can start adjusting the sails. Because they know the wind dynamic. If the ship blows like that, but then more like this.
Gotcha. Exactly.
So, April in review. Highlights of April. Lessons learned of April. Blessings that we became to ourselves and others.
April gotta be the slowest month for me. Like literally did nothing. Um,
Well, you just came back. Let's give some context. You came back from such high acceleration, so that's relative, yeah. You
right.
came back from so much travel. The last podcast was about Bob Marley and all of this energy. We were talking about reggae
Yeah.
music, and so you got to
And then
integrate
you
that energy into home life now.
yeah. I mean, as much as I say that for me, that still means it doesn't mean like nothing. It just means like you said, in comparison to.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And the goodness of
did I
nothing
even did I
offended.
even
I don't
feel
believe in
yeah
any
right?
of
Like
those.
did I even feel like doing anything? This is like blah blah. Just like watch the rainfall and see what will come from it. Um, and it's now the end of the month, which is crazy. Was the eclipse this month? Was it in April?
Yep.
Yeah, that happened. Um, dude, just a lot of just like blah, and I guess just embracing the blah, because it was really a
Is
lot
it
of just like
blah or is it like oversaturation? Is it blah or is it numbness? What is it?
I don't know if I mean probably I don't know. What's blah? What's the difference?
Well, it's like for me, there's been a lot happening. Like I just like had like a very surface texting catch up with Alex because we hadn't spoken in forever, and he just sent a message saying like, "Hey, how are you?" So I gave him like three big points of things that I was just navigating, saying like, "Okay, I'm navigating this, this, and this." And so in one way, when you read what I said, um, of course it's heavy. It's extremely heavy. I'm navigating so very much right now, and a lot of new things, a lot of compounding things. So in one way, that's heavy and saturating and numbing because it's like, oh my god, it's like womp womp. Like you just have to find your center and just be present and do what you can. But I'm not doing nothing. It's not blah. I'm doing a lot.
Right.
So like I'll just give some context. Aside from everything else that I've always been doing, I have lost 3 people in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
I have um had to navigate the highs and lows of possibly having to move out in a hurry and deciding to stay, knowing that staying, what all the magic of how I phrased it in the least thing a while ago. I had to go for the day-to-day decision making of, well, all right, I still don't know what to do, so I'm gonna sign the lease and then most likely have to leave anyway. I had to
Mm-hmm.
go through the actuality of that. That's not nothing. That's not blah. So and then I had one of those 3 people that I lost um is connected to a situation of malpractice, and they're trying to blame a family member, and it's looking like murder. So it's definitely not blah. It's saturating and
Right.
numbing, and in some ways empowering to realize like, wow, I can be a source of comfort in all of that. So it's good in that way, but it's not good like it's nothing. It's a lot.
Right.
It's not that I'm in a restful space just watching the rain fall. And not to take your thing and say that, I'm just making that point. Like I'm not just waking up, having a cup of tea, watching the rain fall and doing absolutely nothing and it's blah. So that's my distinction of blah. Like, and not even saying blah is boring or bad. It can just be like a very monotonous or like a routine that just you're just used to, and there's nothing new, there's no new change. I'm in a hyper acceleration of change. It's saturating and numbing. So that's like my distinction of blah versus numbing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was asking. I was saying to you that I feel like yours is compounded like mine. It's not really blah, but then at the same time, it has a deserving blah for true because you're not on the road. You're getting to just be home, which I am home.
Which is
Going to
cool.
work.
I don't have a problem. It's not. Yeah, but there's also the thing like it's like, oh, let me get up and go do this. It's not like, oh, let me go do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if does that make sense? The blahness is
Yeah,
like, oh, let me take my ass to the gym. let me let me go run this errand versus the general energy where it's just like, yeah man, whatever have to be done, we just get it done. Now everything is more like, okay, it's just so even like, oh, okay, this has to be done. How does it get done? When does it get done? Under what circumstances and so on. Hold on
Yeah.
a sec. Sorry about that. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Are you, I know what my phone is
Well,
doing. It's doing something.
right now, you just have a black screen.
All right. I'm here. I can hear you. So I'm trying to make my way back, but I'm trying to close something because I realized something was up. Go ahead. You were saying.
Yeah. So I think it's the enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the
But
enthusiasm
a lot.
to not. You're saying that that's missing, like that the
Yeah.
enthusiasm is missing.
Yes. Most
Okay.
definitely.
But it's because of why? Like what's in the place of enthusiasm?
No, I haven't figured that out yet.
That's the blah. It's just like you're observing
Yes.
it.
The block.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
And you're back.
It's good. Yeah. It's good to I just wanted to qualify and quantify that, the blah, because we can be so afraid of blah and boring because of the relativity of because, well, not because of the relativity, because of the abuse of overworking, not just
Hmm.
working but overworking, like the hustle porn you talk about. We can be so
Right.
afraid of admitting when something is blah and boring,
Right.
um, or we can call it blah and boring, and that's okay if that's what it is. But sometimes it can there can be even more um, honoring words like just observing, calling it what it is. It's not
Definitely is observing, and that's what
it's
I'm saying.
not
I think so.
blah.
I
It's
think
observing. That's
the
actually that's efforting. That's work. Observing is also look. It's like it takes to actively listen, to actively observe
right.
is a devotion, is attention, to shift awareness and put awareness and focus on something, even in a gentle way. And it might not be restful because you still might be very hung up and uptight and
Oh, it's
uncoiling from
exhausting.
other things. Exactly. So that's, I'm saying, there can be restful observation and then there can be exhausting observation because so much is happening that it's also saturating and numbing. And so it makes you
Right.
feel like blah because it's depressing, because it deeply shows you the amount of rest you need that at this moment it feels you can't have.
Okay, got you. I mean, I'll definitely think about that. That might be what it is.
And
Because
then it can be
yes,
a combination of all of
a
those
lot of
things.
observation is taking place, and a lot of like, is this the move, or are you just the main aspect of it is this the move, or are you just making this move so you're not bored, or are you just doing this thing just? I think that's a good way for me to
Not
put it.
even that. Are you doing, sorry, what's the last thing you said? Are you just doing it to do what?
Are you just doing this thing just to do it because you don't just because you do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there's something to do, so just do it. So at
Nah,
least
no,
you won't feel like nothing's happening.
call it out. Go deeper on that same point. Because I was gonna make a point like it was a distinction, what I was gonna say is just exactly what you're gonna say, but making it more explicit. So it's not just are you doing it to do it, but are you doing it to look like you're doing something of value to that oppressive, abusive entity? You wanna look
Right.
busy.
Mm.
Look busy to appease some idiot boy who is minding your business and doesn't understand your vibes and the way you
No.
maneuver life.
Well, right, right. So I feel like the transition from that is this. That's what I'm saying.
And therein lies the blah, from a good
There's the blah.
from a good point, because you're like on a sip to a situation, like it's all good. You could think what you want to think about me. I know what I'm out here doing. So it's blah. It is what it is either way. I'm still out here doing this shit, whether it looks like I'm doing nothing to you.
Maybe it's meh.
Meh. So you see, but really, it's compounding. It's all of it. It's all of it.
It's a lot of learning.
It's all of it, and we give thanks for it. That's what literally
And
what
learning,
what that's
learning, and learning for who? Learning for you, not learning for nobody else.
and then that's the love. That's the love offering. Because when you're really learning for you, right? When you're really learning for you, really, really, really doing that, in the truest essence of that, you offering self-learning into the atmosphere. Other people get that reminder, oh yeah, I could be out here learning for me, and then we can collaboratively co-laboring deliver ourselves, to each other, upon the planet, to life, to liberty.
To that degree.
To every degree.
Who says you can't go home?
Who says you can't go home?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to find them and let them and explain to them that yes, you can. We're gonna have to show them, as Hawaiians say, can. That's it. One sentence. Can. CAN and a full stop. That's it. Can. No matter what you tell them. Can.
These people just have no time to talk.
Can. That's it.
There's
That's
no
it.
bother with the long talk.
No bother with the long talking. No bag of long talking.
Yeah.
Can.
Whole bag of talk. Combinate a whole bag of talk. Facts.
Whew. Thank you, Jamaica. Jamaica has been calling me a lot. A lot. It's always calling me in many ways.
Just yesterday I was questioning them. I was like, how can these people, that one little island, have so much influence, right? Like, because now there's like there's rumors of like they're banning music that's about driving fast. So like, hold up. How can people be so afraid of their own music, their own art, like the governments or whatever? They banning music that's about this. They banning music. Now they reach about banning music about driving fast. I was like, so if the next Fast and Furious movie have to get a soundtrack, they will get it from there because it's like you're just cutting the people off on every like it's the kids shouldn't play video games thing. It's the video games lead to violence thing. It's the warlocks and the witches thing, and it's just like, yo, why does everybody have to be so in control of everything? Why can't we just be a little bit more observant and, you know?
Well, it's not control. It's oppressive. It's gatekeeping, because
Right.
of the lack of control, without taking the latency and devotion that control requires. Because of course, it's not rhetorical. How can a people be so afraid of how can a person, an entity, be so afraid of itself? There are many ways that you can. We can all be afraid of our power when it's raw and you don't know what to do with it. But beyond that fear is the latency, the learning period, the trust of, well, obviously I have this in me to master, and I will. So it's allowing the fullness, the la verite of that, letting the truth of that be lived, and giving space, time, care, consideration, attention, education to that. And that is the artist's response to life in general.
Right.
To that's the whole thing between government and artist. It's the artist
Not
says,
all, because that's the other thing that comes up a lot, where it's like, well, why isn't the government helping artists? And I was like, but is that what you want? Do you want to be a agent of that industry? Because when you become an agent of that industry and you're always looking to them for your sustenance, do you really understand what that means?
well, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So it's not help, right? So okay, well, it's not just saying words. It's qualifying and quantifying help. So helping somebody in a in this colonialized world that we navigate means oppressive ownership of, not respectful ownership with, or not respectful connection to support facilitation. It means commodification of. That's what. So being very aware that help from the government in how much the government in its own understanding of itself has matured, the government has not seen itself as a facilitator. It sees itself as a commodifying agent of artists. And artists need to realize that that's exactly what it is. So it's not, so we're not spending our whole bag along talking about whether that's a thing or not. It's a thing. How are we going to deal with it and take ownership of ourselves and our journey? And only be in spaces that facilitate or collaborate from an independent collaboration point of view, which most of humanity hasn't, not most. Well, which a lot of these specific contextual spaces that we are talking about have not developed to. A great many spaces have not developed to a place where it's an independent collaboration is the individual and mutual intention. Like for example, for this podcast, neither one of us are trying to gain any commodified thing from this independent collaboration. This is a love offering. We're sharing with ourselves and each other, and then we're allowing others who happen to click this to get what they can from it, if there's anything. If not, we're getting everything from this.
Exactly. And that's where it starts.
And that's it. So it's that.
No, but do the so that being explained and expressed that way, do the politicians do that? Do they do it knowingly? And do the people that are frustrated and do their best to call out those things, are they aware, or are they distracted?
Well, it's so again, for me, it wouldn't be are they or are they. It would be to what extent are they?
Okay.
And really falling into that. So let's put it this way, right? Like take the parables and all of the generalization out of it for a second. Let's like bring it home to ourselves as artists. These topics that we're discussing right now influence or feature in our decision making process about a great many things that we do in our life as artists, about where we land geographically, where we land financially, where we land, what we participate in what the business decisions we make, the artistic decisions we make, the creative, the unification decisions we make for our culture, for our people, for ourselves, for our family, are because of the answer to where are we with that? Where are we with our own awareness of independent collaboration and people's actual power to do that? Like, you might want to independently collaborate, but do you have the basic resources to do that? Do you see yourself that way? Do you have internet? Do you have a phone? Do you have pen and paper? Do you have mud? Do you have stone? Now, you might have these things, but do you realize you have them? Do you realize you contain a message? Do you realize yet? To what extent do you realize that message is valuable? How valuable is it to you? How valuable is it to the people that you're interacting with? Forget the government, just in your immediate space. We have years of podcasts inside of us. We have many podcasts inside of us. Not just yesterday, production gave me a spin-off idea for this podcast.
Yeah, but that's how creativity works. I mean,
Well,
if you backtrack and if you study it,
okay.
no, I got you, because it's like it's a lot. I think that's why. How do I even put this? the blah again, the blah. You get what I'm saying? Like, or the blur
Yeah.
or the meh. It's not from nothing. It's from observing so much, like really intaking, but intaking it not just through the lens of what it's meant, what from not a surface level, but like, all right, the whole puffy shirt thing. That's from like watching an episode of Seinfeld, but actually watching the episode of Seinfeld and being like, but yo, like, what's the point of a puffy shirt? Like, what was really the point? Why were pirates wearing puffy shirts? And why do judges have it? And this, that, and the third. And then watching it again and be like, oh, but in the background there's like orange juice and a cereal and all, and realizing that just like on a stage, that things are put on a stage to create an atmosphere. Now imagine being that observant in life itself. You're that alien. I come in for that X-Files passport. But it's that level, and not from a perspective, or not from a perspective of intrusive observation or like trying to get into people's business and be, but just genuinely observing things. I hope I'm making sense.
And what would it take for you to know you're making sense?
Oh, just a little less fair and a lot more like what did Chadia tell me today? Not today, she told me that. She said, you know the problem with you guys is you don't have enough audacity. You'll have to use your audacity more. So I think it's more audacity, a little more confidence, less self doubt. Because everything, when you do everything from like, it's as if somebody's talking to you, yourself is talking to you, and you're not listening to it.
Hmm. That definitely has a huge part to play. However, I would like to offer that it is the community of checking. It's not, I hope that's making sense, but is that making sense? Where is that hitting you? And so
Right.
I
So
showed
look
you
how
that
you
it was,
just
I
sent
showed
something
you
back on
that
me,
it was
right? Because
hitting
I'm
me
the one that
already.
said,
I
I'm the
stand,
one
stand,
that
stand,
said,
stand. Just now, I already answered you. When you before you said I hope that's making sense, I already showed you how it's making sense. I already responded when you said the glass of oranges in the background, da, 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 and how things are placed to give a message, to give support. I did.
right. And I was there watching. I didn't realize that I was watching the feed. So it was on a delay. So then I say, but wait, I'm not watching. And then when I came to it, you were literally done pointing at it. And I was like, you see the same thing
Got
again? You
you.
see
Which is
the same
why it's
shit?
important to ask. Which is why Checker Pesh always
Right.
talks about that, right? It's important to ask. It's important to ask. Always ask. Always ask. Big up Checker Pesh. We talk about Iglesia this morning on Of Public. Big up Checker Pesh. We it's that. It's asking. So and finding out, seeking and finding and affirming, making sure because it's so important to you, right? So the artist, the government, all of this stuff, this placement, these things that qualify how we make decisions as independent collaborators, we check in. We have off public before we come on public, right? We check in with each other as friends and family and kin. We check in before we go live. We check in because we care, because we are invested in how we are really, not in what we are just showing out loud. And it's governance, leadership, self leadership, community leadership, taking that amount of invested interest and asking, checking that when attention is not divided, where is it? And when attention is divided, how is it? How are you doing? Is in what manner are you able to tend to yourself, my love, even and especially now that you are so stretched, that you could be going through all of these things that are so saturating. You could be creating, artist. Is leadership facilitating what it's really taking from you to tell this story about fast driving? Is
Oh Lord.
leadership
No, they
understanding
just tell
where you
you.
are really coming from and where you are really going to? Why you're living life in a fast lane?
Hmm.
Does leadership know itself enough to care? Does
Well,
leadership know where it's fast
so what
driving
rule? That's what I'm
the
saying. So what
country
role
into
are they
some real
playing?
bad places?
What role are they playing by? Because in its own way, it's bringing awareness to something. Eh?
It's always, that's all I
Because
ever have to take account of.
for as much as it gets whatever they can, if they want to consider it to be negative attention, for all of these things that these songs are supposed to be bad and they censor them and they ban them, everywhere else in the world we're hearing them. Eh? And then even more so, we go in and look for it because we're like, but let me go and hear what's so bad about that these people talking about that. So it's like it's playing its own role in the equation. And I forget what I was gonna say.
We'll come back.
But I know I was gonna say something about the fact that you said, how are you doing? That's a deep phrase. How are you doing?
Yeah, in what manner, in what way specifically? I want to know, qualify and quantify. Are you drinking water while you're going through these stresses? Are you being loved on? Are you being tended to and taken care of by yourself and the people that are going through those things with you? Are you
Are
going through
you?
things with people, or are you going through them alone? And
But
both would
that's your how are you doing?
well, it's me. It's I'm an
No, I
artist
mean that's when
in
you
full
ask it.
leadership of myself, I'm an artist in full governance of myself.
Uh, and how many of us are like that? Or how
Well,
many of us
we here for
are?
that. We here for that.
How, yeah,
That's the drop, eh?
that's.
That's the drop, eh? That's the 45 minutes in. That's the drop.
Well, it takes 45 minutes to get to it. It's like a cake. The time
Are
is the
you
time,
an
and
artist
then
in full
sometimes you still have to.
governance of themselves, my love? That's what
But
we
that's what I feel.
that's
I feel
what
like the
our music
ones, the
live is for
ones,
you.
the ones that make the impact that we see or we feel or we appreciate in whatever ways. I feel like they're the ones that do it because I don't know if you saw the announcement that Eminem made, where he's like he's releasing an album this summer, but it's called The Death of Slim Shady. And the announcement is amazing because it's like they're doing it like it's a true crime thing, and they're trying to investigate who killed Slim Shady. And they have this guy like bad talking Slim Shady, like and they have them behind the how you call it, when they censor the face, they blur the face, and then the person coughs or whatever, they bend forward and then they say oops, and then you see this Eminem, of course, that's behind the thing. So when you say governance, is like when you really think about this guy, there's a difference between Marshall and Slim Shady for him. He's Eminem, which is Marshall Mathers, but he has taken a certain level of governance over his artistry to decide who he's showing you, and when he does that and when he does it well, the impact he makes is so different than when he's just going through the motions. As an artist, that's what I took from that. You know, because we come from a culture where it's like, yeah, but you're singing for a party, you're on the party stage, and you're helping people win elections, and your art is being weaponized against your people because it's literally being used to move them in a certain way. Or certain people will say, boy, you want to do a political rally, bring Kassav. And when Kassav come, everybody will come, and they forget the people are really just coming for the healing of the music. When they go in their vote, in their booth to vote or whatever they think, they're still going to vote for whoever they have to vote. So if it's Kassav you want to bring whoever you want to bring. But the people coming and think for themselves. And I mean, localizing some of the conversation and maybe politicizing it a little bit. I saw somebody was like, that's how you see Carnival this year. All your outside promoters don't even bother coming to our island because it's full already. We the people of our island we want to have events that popping off too, you know? And I was like, that's dope. I like to see that. But
Now that's
what,
some audacity and self-governance and
yes,
artistry
guys, that's what I'm
in
telling
full
you.
amalgamation. Big
Yeah.
up. That
Yeah.
that's some fucking oh my
And
god.
those are the posts. And I mean, for it to get to me, especially somebody that has really been in the Blair way, just like even if like social media, I not even really like studied it as much. When it gets to me, I was like, okay, cool. So it's making enough noise, you know? And those are the type of things I like to hear. Like how much of our people are participating in the audacity and the governance.
That's some intercoursing. That's some intercoursing manure. Yeah. That's life giving. That's fertilizing. That's the cow. That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's the four digestions of the stomach.
Four
That's the
stomachs
canal.
on fleek.
That's the eye of the needle. That's it right there. That right there. That level of independent collaboration, self-governance, unification governance, community governance. That's the highest form of political activation, self-activation, power of the people, the power to willfully give life and power to the way we relate, the way we party, the way we dance, the way we release stress, the way we admit what we are going through, the way we turn our awareness to the power of our reason to live. What?
Amen.
Life is carnival, life is bashment, life is that bacchanal, and yeah, we're there for that. We're there for that. Yeah, we're there for that. We're there for our people taking full accounting of and accountability, the ability to account for how our people want to spend our carnival, and understand that that trust and unification is the highest commodity. So no matter what capitalism and colonialism, commodification of manufacturing of consent that you could try anything you want, all how we that there, that's the audacity of our people. Okay, 45th minutes and 50th minutes. Okay.
Let the cake bake.
Okay.
I like to follow recipes, you know.
Okay.
Especially when it's the first time I'm making the dish.
Okay. Yeah.
Then
so
after,
we like it.
then I adjust.
Yes, that's so me like it. Big up Jamaica. Yes, that's so me like it. That's the kind of spice we like. Big up spice. That's so me like it.
I was gonna say paprika, and then I decide how much paprika I want to put in the eggs. After I follow the recipe. What's paprika? Red peppers?
What? Well, I say paprika. So there's that.
She says paprika because you like the sound of the word pop.
Pop. Pop. I don't know. I don't know why. Where I get that from?
So you just call Patricia?
Paprika is what I say. Paprika. What you said? Me, I don't. First of all, I don't be saying paprika because I doesn't really be using it like that. To be,
I like it because it's red.
I don't know exactly what it is. I never seen it in its. I only seen it in the bottle. I never actually used it fresh that I know of. So that's an important thing to find out. Because I don't know. That's my ignorance right there. Let's find out. I don't know.
Paprika is a spice made from ground red peppers.
Okay. Red peppers. So
yeah, that shit ain't shit.
Just red peppers.
Yeah.
Why they call it that? Why they call it paprika? I guess it's the process of curing it, of drying it.
Spice made from dried and ground red peppers.
What's the difference?
Well, like I guess the
red pepper that's spicy, but not red pepper that's hot. Is that what it is?
I don't find it to be spicy, but then I guess it's how much of it you actually use, right?
It's very subtle.
Yeah. Well, because I almost feel like
that's
because then you could still do chili. Right? So you could still get chili powder, right?
Right. So you see, it's not chili powder. It's not red pepper. It's not cayenne pepper. It's not hot pepper. It's just.
It says it can range from mild to hot depending on from country to country.
Yeah, I was actually in the spice aisle reading that the other day, and there were different.
The wood paprika.
Different places.
The wood paprika also refers to the plant and the fruit from which the spice is made, as well as the peppers.
So it's so a specific kind of pepper is what makes paprika.
In
Paprika.
some languages, but not English, the word paprika refers to the plant. So I guess if somebody points at a pepper, they be like, paprika, paprika,
You
paprika,
see, that's big.
paprika.
I'll name my daughter that.
Might as well.
Might as well. All right. Well, we have 7 minutes left. Any more reasons to live? Any taking from today's? Where we at? Where we at?
Well, I go keep flowing the way I flowing for the time there until I feel a wind blow.
Make sure you have your big shirt on.
Oh yeah, man, large, double XL. What's up? Do I have my WhatsApp shit on today?
What's
I took it
our
off
month
already.
ahead looking like? What we feeling? What do we need? What do we need? How are
Well,
we doing
you
in
release
our
your lease.
projection of our month
You
ahead?
release your lease. I have to unleash my lease.
Irie?
Um,
So
is
resign from and resign the new lease on life criteria. What do you need for this next chapter, this next moment ahead?
resources, man. Resources, bit of clarity. Because I'm not feeling the vibe.
Okay.
I'm feeling like a shift have to happen.
Okay.
I don't know how afraid I am of it. Why I'm not facing
It's
it.
coming on May 1st. That's on Wednesday.
Yes, see. And I just there going in a back and forth. I was distracted for about 5 minutes while we were talking. I got distracted about May 1st. And I didn't even know it was. I got distracted about Wednesday, but I didn't know it was May 1st.
Yeah.
I
It's
got
gonna
some
come on Wednesday.
community
It's
events,
gonna take 6 months to cure though. But it's gonna
some
come on
community
Wednesday.
stuff happening this weekend, this week, this month. Community events.
Okay.
So maybe that's why all the rest was happening to recharge for the outsideness.
Yes, absolutely that. Necessary, vital for your vitals.
Like that. That's how it's, that's how you have to be when you're going outside. You have to have your stick, your drumstick. Yeah.
Yeah, you do so that
When you going
you
outside these
can
days,
keep
it's
your
like that.
metronome, you can keep your easy skanking no matter what they do, no matter what they say. You can
You
keep
could have
your
it. And if you bad, you're gonna have two.
but look at it, look your two, eh?
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Look, they give it to us already.
See me outside with them. See me outside with them drumsticks. See?
They give it to you already. You have it already.
Young man, young gentleman in Brockton arrested for holding two drumsticks by easily
Rough life,
skanking.
rough life, rough life, rough life. That's the life. That's the life of a diamond. It's rough. It's rough out
Hey,
here.
boy. How about you?
Bro, for me,
She said, "Oh,
yeah, I have a report to write. It's a letter, but it's a report. I have a letter to write to a friend, a fellow frontliner on this earth frontline that we're walking on, to explain to them exactly how they are a miracle in my life that they can't fathom. They have no idea. And I'm gonna be explaining to them exactly like how much life sent them to support me through something that they don't even know that they did. Now, I say that I'll go out ahead and say it's not you, but I feel like I could write that letter to you.
man, he does that."
Just a second, calm yourself. My love offering is that we could
I
all write
calm
that letter
myself.
to ourselves. We could all write that letter to ourselves and to everybody that we hold dear in our life, because that's the real. But for something specific that I'm navigating in a very specific context, I need to write this letter. It's a report to say, here's what I've been facing in this period in time, and here's exactly how. It's a confession. It's a report. It's a love letter. Here's exactly how you've been instrumental. And here's what I'm about to go through. that you may or may not be able to be part of. And since I'm going to have to take myself away, Xylaw Kalonji, from all the things that are hurting me, right? Since I'm going to have to take myself away, that's the lyrics when I say from all the things that are hurting me, that song. The love offering is here. I might not be physically present or able to connect in the way that we had been connecting, but rest in the assurance, rest assured that I carry you with me front and center. And that's going to be like, it's worth probably a 20-page letter. I'm probably going to put it into 1 page. So I have to find out exactly how I'm going to do that. To express
20-page letter.
Explicitly what's going on, what's been going on, and to be the me who sits and writes that letter, to see how far I've come in myself, that I'm that guy, I'm that person, I'm that being, I'm that woman.
You're Himothy, as Aiden would say. As Aiden would say, I'm Himothy.
Yeah. So that is what I have to do today. But that is what I have to do for the next year. I have to live the change that what I'll be reporting about is bringing in, because as of signing that lease yesterday, the next year has already been accounted for in a great many shifts that are coming.
Crazy how that happens, right?
So it's a really day-to-day managing, chopping wood and carrying water, and focusing on
not the chopping wood and carrying water.
Focusing on, do I have enough buckets? What schedule, what time of day am I going to go to the river to take the water? What's the best time? Am I going to go up this side of the mountain and come down that side? Am I going to
mountain and through the woods to grandmother's house we go?
The water, like there's a lot of the how, the dynamics of, there are 1,000 ways I could chop wood and carry water. How am I going to do it for this next cave dwelling season? So that's where I am. Over to you, Mike.
Me? You're wrapping it in?
That's it. Over to you to wrap it. This has been another episode.
All the way across the world. There it is. Yes, I was looking for the name. I was just looking for the name. The reason why I was on the feed, which I normally never am on the feed, is because I'm taking the notes and I'm putting them in the description as they hit me. Okay. So if whilst you guys are watching this, anything comes to mind, remember, check the description. You all can always email us. And in the description, we'll have some of the notes that I took whilst I was there. If anything comes to mind, any questions come to mind, type them down there. Don't forget to vogue. It's very important. You see this damn
What are we naming this?
All the way across the world.
Artist self-governance. Huh?
Artist names. Artist self-governance. I'm naming it right now.
Or artistic self-governance.
Oh Lord.
And put in bracket paprika.
Jesus H Christ. The algorithm is gonna hate this thing. Now I gotta find a picture of paprika to put on the. And hopefully next time we meet, we will discuss our mutual love for Jessica Fletcher. And we are about 5, 4, 3. Oh, you're supposed to do a countdown before you start. 2, 1. Okay, so you now have the permission to start the rest of your life with artistic self-governance.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Us.